Hey everybody, Elizabeth Varian here. I am up bright and early this morning to get the other two videos done that I didn't get last night. And I want to make sure I cover everything and not in a rushed state. So last night we talked about the teaching video of all the ways we magnetize the law of attraction, or energize our magnet during that time. And for techniques and strategies, I wanted to give you a handful. One of them I actually gave you during that teaching, but I wanted to give you some techniques and strategies out there that will help you. And a couple of them are going to be sites that I'm going to include. Let me get this up here so I have them in front of me. I'm going to include the links in the description of the video in YouTube, on the post in Facebook, and on the description in the podcast. And the first technique and strategy is basically during the law of attraction time to create games. And that makes the attraction part more fun, right? So I came up with 3 different sites. Well, actually, 2 of them have games. One of them has a list of 30 that go on and give you some strategies as well that extends the list that I gave you yesterday. So the first link I'm going to give you is basically focused on manifesting money. And that was the number one thing that everybody said that they wanted to intentionally manifest this year in 2018. So I thought, well, definitely want to include that. So Krista Smith is a coach, and she has 6 games that I think are fantastic. The first one is a wallet game, and it's basically, one of 22 processes, I guess she points out in the book of Ask and It's Given, which is by Abraham Hicks. And you put $100 in your pocket or your purse and you keep it there at all times. 20s and 50s will work, but $100 is better. She has the prosperity game, bills become checks, which I love that one. I've done that one before. Happy money, magic money, the allowance game. The allowance game, actually, there is a mobile app called The Secret, and it is put out by Rhonda Barnes, and it actually does this very thing. And I've been using it since the beginning of the year. I've been sporadic about it. I haven't been every day on it, but it's definitely something you should consider doing. And again, I'll put that link so that you have it. And that'll be the first link that'll be listed by Krista Smith, who is a manifesting coach. The other one is turning the law of attraction into a game, is not just about money. So not everybody is just manifesting money. Their intention is focused on money as well as other things, relationships, in focused, clear conciseness in career, business, different monetary or material items like houses, cars, trips, events, experiences, etc., etc. So the color of time, using the universe to my advantage, is actually written by a lady who was journaling or blogging her adventures in the law of attraction. And in this one, she talks about turning it into a game. And again, she points back to Abraham Hicks, after 17 seconds of pure thought is the concept she's following. And so she talks about attracting cup of coffee. And these are great because it goes back to our original videos, the first 2 weeks, seeing magic everywhere and believing. And so these strategies help you with both to open your eyes. And then she starts with the wouldn't it be nice if game, as well as the abundance game, which is money focused. And she's got several on here that I think are really good for you to look at. The third one is from the Law of Attraction site by Catherine Hurst. She has 30 law of attraction examples to help you manifest more, and they're actual examples. And she includes a lot of things that I included yesterday, but in addition to those, she includes a focus wheel, which are fantastic. She includes the brainwave entertainment, which is the beats that I was talking about yesterday. The other thing she talks about, I have not learned this. I am very aware that it exists, but it deals with tapping, EFT tapping. And I'm doing this because that's what it's about. And it deals with your affirmations and tapping. EFT is emotional freedom techniques. And I have not actually learned how to do it. I do know it deals with tapping on different meridians in different places and saying different things. But it's something to look into. So I don't teach on things that I don't know about. Doesn't mean I'm not going to learn about it and then share what I learn with you. But this goes on and gives you 30 various ways to deal with the law of attraction, to energize your magnet. So those are three things, three websites that I think you should check out for techniques and strategies. Another thing is visual boards. I talked about having images all around. My friend Tasha calls them manifesting boards. But you don't have to just have a poster where you cut out things. I personally like it because it brings in a lot more senses, because you're mentally searching. So there's the seeking. You're asking yourself, what will align with my intention? And you're bringing the physical in of cutting and pasting and making the effort and time to put it up and have it in your space. There are other people that actually use Pinterest to create Pinterest manifesting or vision boards. So that's another strategy that you can use as well. Mobile apps, I mentioned The Secret, but also there's a gratitude garden. So, it gets you in the mode of gratitude. And I mentioned yesterday my cute little gratitude bear, which has been wonderful in helping me to remember to be to be grateful. And so every time I see him, I'm reminded to stop and think of one thing or up to three things that I'm grateful for. So that's a strategy that you can use, or a technique. And I talk more about it in the teaching video. He's so cute, isn't he? So watch the teaching video if this doesn't make sense to you. Two more strategies and techniques that you can use. One is a creation box. Now, you have to know what you're doing when you create these. I've had people in the past say, I've used a creation box and nothing ever came of it. The problem with the box is out of mind, out of sight. So it's good in the regards that it gets you to the law of allowing faster. But if you don't energize the magnet while you're putting the box together, if you're just putting your wishy-washy, I throw some images in a box and then I walk away, it's not going to work for you. So you need to place the box in a place where it reminds you to be grateful and to put your hand on it and be thankful for all that's in it. Let me go back and start and tell you what it is. So a creation box or an attraction box is similar to a vision board in that you take either objects or images and you put them together and you put them in this box. And it's nice to get a beautiful box or something that inspires you to think of gratitude, love, or joy when you see this box. And you set this box aside after you've put everything in it that you are grateful for intending. But to just put things in a box and set it aside doesn't actually help you if, as instead, you pray over each item or lay hands on the item and take a moment to visualize that item that it represents has come true. That's the energizing the magnet. Just putting things in a box, not so much. You're not energizing it, and it really isn't going to work if you don't add energy to it. For some people, I suppose it has, but most of the time, everyone who tells me that these creation boxes don't work, I always ask them, well, what did you do with each item as you put it in? They're like, what do you mean? I just put it in there. Okay, so let's say you're manifesting money and you get some Monopoly money or some play money or something that represents the money. If you just put it in the box, mindlessly, and you set it aside, there's no connection there. If you get that money and you put it in your hand and you put your other hand over it and you either pray or you stop and you visualize it as done and in your account, just take that moment. Then put it in your box with gratitude. Thank you so much for this being done. Thank you so much that I have this. Then you will be that much better off, right? So then you take a heart or something that represents a relationship that you're either wanting to improve or you're wanting to manifest. And you simply state, thank you so much. Let me turn this volume off. There we go. Thank you so much. Stop and visualize that relationship coming about. And then in gratitude, thank you so much for bringing this relationship, for this relationship improving with insert steps, being precise. Put it in your box. Then you want to manifest your kids going to college and their scholarship fund. It's fully paid for. So if they want to go to a specific college or whatever, get that college logos or the mascot. Visualize the college is paid for your children. Visualize, or yourself, visualize buying the school books, all being paid. It's easy, relaxed, peaceful, no problem whatsoever. Thank you so much that this is done and paid for by set date. Put it in your box. Put the lid on your box and set it where you see the box on a regular basis. Then if you want to magnetize it at a different level, put your hand on the box whenever you say it. Thank you for all that is coming about. I am so grateful and thankful that everything that I have manifested in this box is coming into my presence, and it is here now. See, it takes it to a whole new level. It's easy, it's enjoyable, and it puts you in a state of a peaceful energy, and to me that's joy, right? One of the last techniques that you can do is create your movie or write your story. So one of the other times I spoke, excuse me, it's early morning, all my allergies. But that's okay. You can hear me and understand me. So I had written a story in high school because the teacher assigned the work that we had to design a bath and master bedroom settee. And then we had to tell the story about who this, design belonged to make sure that it matched. And when I wrote that it was for myself, that I was an ad executive and I lived by the ocean and I was making $50,000 a year. And she came back and said that the salary was impossible. Unfortunately, she spoke that truth into my being because I allowed it. Unknowingly, because I wasn't deliberate in my creation, because I didn't actually think that's what I wanted to do or be. I had just been, I think I was watching Bewitched a lot, and the husband was an ad exec. Or I'd been watching shows where they glamorized being an ad exec. So I actually became an advertising executive, and I actually moved to Florida near the ocean. Close enough, a short drive. And I did not make $50,000 a year. I think I made 35. And so, but that was still okay because I was in my 20s. So I wrote the story and I ended up living the story. So you can do the same thing. If you're a creative writer, Carrie, I know you're going to be watching this. You are a very creative writer. You're also an artist. You can paint your story and you can write your story. There are others of you that are watching that you're like, I don't like to write. And that's okay. So I liked how Tasha put it over the weekend on the manifesting event is to create your script and to visualize it. So think of yourself as having a movie and you are creating the movie. When I was in college, I took a class called American the Movies. Yeah, it sounds like a fluff course, but it took care of the extra credits that I needed for the arts. And in that, we had to write a movie from the view of the camera, and I can't think of the name right now of what it's actually called, but it's a treatment. It's a script treatment. So, the camera pans out and you have the overview of the city, or you drone into a city view and come down to this person, you. Now, the movie I wrote was Murder at the Marriott, so I don't want you writing that story. But I want you to write your story. What's your movie? How does it visually come out and play? And so that's a strategy that you can use for visualizing, where you think about it as, instead of a movie that you're going to the theater to see, it's your life. So these strategies and techniques will help you to energize that magnet. And that is the fun part, or why the law of attraction is the fun part of the creation. The even more fun part is when you manifest things, right? But enjoying this process and really loving it is what it's all about. So I hope you have fun manifesting joyfully using these techniques and strategies. Until next time, I will see you later. Have fun. Bye.